Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this Evolve student vlog, a place where I talk about my art journey, specifically with the Evolve online program, express my feelings and experiences, and all that good stuff. I really appreciate you lending an ear while you create or go about your day. This is episode 7, so please feel free to catch up on the other episodes. But for now, let's pick up where we left off. We finally started some real still life painting, something that I never thought I'd be doing. When I think of people painting from observation, my brain just automatically thinks of a professional artist. But what is actually a professional artist? What defines one? And am I actually on the way to becoming one? Or am I already one? When do we as artists reach that realization point in calling ourselves a professional artist? Or even better yet, when do we identify that turning point of when hobby turns into career? I know I'm coming off really strong in the beginning of this video, but this is where my mindset was at this time. So naturally, I asked my peers for their perspective during one of our study groups, and I got some very interesting answers. So the most common response, which was also my understanding, is when you start making money or profiting from your art. However, there were some very good points brought up that although you may act like a professional or make money as a professional artist, it doesn't mean that you're a master or even anywhere near being a master. And these little gems of knowledge were dropped by the very hardworking and of course talented Harry Alsman and Bill Brassea. Check out their socials listed below, and I'm sorry if I butchered the last names. But without realizing, they answered the question I didn't know I was actually asking. How does one know or even recognize that they are crossing these milestones as artists? Is it recognition from others or established organizations or a group of established people? There's so much to learn about the fine art world that I find intimidating, but at the same time am very eager to begin understanding. And although I do sell commissions, I haven't considered myself a professional artist because I've always had this self-doubt about not having any technical training. So when I asked Kevin during one of his live streams about what makes a professional artist, he broke down the differences between being an amateur, semi-professional, and professional artist. I highly recommend checking out his live streams for amazing pieces of advice, and if you ever get a chance to sit in one of these live streams, 100% recommend to do that as well. I'll link the Evolve YouTube channel below, and maybe you can catch some of those previous live streams. I added a lighter value to here because when I see it in the box, it feels lighter in there. So yep. After hearing Kevin's explanation, I feel that I can confidently say, and most importantly, I am comfortable enough to say, that I am a semi-professional artist. Why? Because although my skill level isn't where I want it to be, I'm still proud of the work I'm producing and the joy it brings my clients. True, I'm not making a living off of my art yet, but I am spreading joy through art, and that brings this incredible feeling that I really can't describe. It's really not like anything else. My husband bought this Van Gogh book, and I've been contemplating beginning some master studies. I know it's important to add them into my practice, but I'm not quite sure when I want to begin doing these. I mean, officially, we don't even start making master copies until block 8, which is in the advanced blocks. And I want to very briefly define the difference between a master study and a master copy as I understand it. Because when I watch YouTube videos, it's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. From my understanding, A master study is when you're focusing more on the process of the painting, figuring out the brush strokes, the techniques, the color mixtures, but not necessarily caring too much about likeness. The whole point of this is meant for learning, kind of like putting together a puzzle and figuring things out. And my understanding of a master copy is that you want the final product to look exactly like the original, or at least as close to it as possible, but not necessarily by using the same technique as the master. So it kind of doesn't matter how you got there, but you're there. I mean, regardless, I'm definitely getting a little too ahead of myself. I just ended up finishing block 2 this month, so maybe I'll wait until the end of block 3 before I begin studies for fun. With that being said, block 2. I definitely loved this block, though towards the end I was beginning to go a little stir crazy from every little measuring step. I mean, it's a lot, and it felt very restraining at times, and also tedious. And I started to struggle at the end as well because I moved my still life box to a different shelf that didn't sit eye level, which made it extremely difficult and uncomfortable to measure accurately. So I just recently switched up my setup yet again, and hopefully that'll make measuring stop being quite literally a pain. All in all though, I feel that block 2 really helped take my art to the next level. It gave me confidence as a self-taught artist that I was on the right track with what I've been learning, but on top of that, it made sense of things that weren't too clear before. You're probably tired of hearing this, but I cannot stress enough how much understanding value and their relationships has helped me improve so much as an artist. There are so many videos out there that try to explain value, but they're always missing something, and working in only grayscale helped me understand what I was missing. And again, as I mentioned before, it's not that Evolve has hundreds of videos on the topic, but it's the consistent practice that has helped me make sense of these things and finally put the pieces together. It almost feels foolish how easy it can be once you do get it. And I hope one day to be articulate enough to share with you how to understand value as an artist. Like I said, I feel like there are so many videos out there that just don't give a clear enough understanding. They kind of all just say the same basic thing. And Evolve actually has a pretty good video on their channel, so I'll link that below as well. But I am running out of time on this video, so in the next video, I'll break down further my experience of block 2 and finally begin block 3. Which is what I'm currently in right now because I'm dragging my feet, but I'll talk more about that next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep spreading joy through your art, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!
You like my style? I'm headed that I make right now.